Alex Car Doctor. Welcome back to my channel. Today's patient I have with me is a 2011 Acura TL. The customer, it actually came from another shop, a shop that supposedly specialized in Acura. The customer messed up the engine, I think blew a head gasket or something. They changed out the engine. The car was running perfectly fine. Well, not perfectly fine, it had some issues. Perfectly fine prior to it, them putting the engine in. Now it's giving all kind of issues. So today I'm gonna take you along for the diagnostic. Let me slap this camera on my head. I'm gonna jump right into it. First thing I'm gonna do is open the hood, see what's going on. So the customer complaint, she drove off, driving fine, and it was cutting off at random. So the first thing I like to do is always glance over the situation. It did come from another shop. At a glance, everything looks pretty good. My experience with the vehicle, I just pulled it in today. It wouldn't start and the key light was blinking. So let's see what it's doing now. Now it's not doing anything. So it's doing weird stuff. I just had it turning over. Now sometime it'll crank up at random. That's enough of that. All right, I had to bring out the big scanner today. All right, let's do a system check on it because it's literally flipping out. So I'm gonna let this thing run and see what it comes back. See what comes back. I can see a problem right off the bat. So this is like a system tree. In other words, it branches off into the different systems. I have a red signal here when it comes to the PCM and the automatic transmission. So something is going on. Right now, I'm assuming it could be computer related or a wiring issue. The reason I say computer related is because they could have hooked up something wrong. Like the battery, they could have crossed something up weird, grounded something out. And the reason I say a wiring issue, they may have not know what they're doing. Probably didn't plug in a connector right or hook up a ground right. Grounds are everything on these vehicles. So dang, I wish I can get it started. Yesterday, when I took a quick peek at it, the security light was blinking, and she told me that the other shop, they was just trying to do their whole diagnostic process. They had a key guy come out to try to program the key. So that's why I'm not messing with the key, because I don't really deal with keys. They had a key guy come out and he couldn't program the key. So they was going to send it to the Acura dealership. But I spoke with the customer and I assured her I can figure out the issue. So she got it towed here. Wow, this thing is really flipping out. All right, so I'm gonna let this finish. In the meantime, I'm going to take off the engine covers. Sounds like a dead battery. Sometimes cars will do that if the battery is dead. All right. So So this is done. No communication with the computer, so something is definitely going on. Let's see. Report. Touch screen for you. All right. So I got some communication codes. Lost communication with PCM. So definitely a wiring issue or a blown fuse somewhere. But before now, quick spoiler alert, I did check all the fuses yesterday. It was the end of the day and I really wanted to see what was going on. And my first thing that I do on any electrical problem or if the car is flipping out, always check the fuses. So I already did that off camera, so I'm not going to do it again today. So I'm not going to be showing you that. What I'm going to be doing is checking over the wiring harness and making sure the grounds are in place. That's rule number one. So anytime you're dealing with electrical stuff, I want to make sure the car is off. So I'm going to turn it off. Okay, you don't want to turn it off. All right, and I'm going to disconnect the battery. Oh, a quick little add-on. Like I mentioned before, these people supposedly specialized in Acura. The customer stated after she left their shop, she was having issues and car cutting in and out, doing funny stuff. They left something she mentioned with the battery terminal. It wasn't tight or something was going on with it. So she had to take it to AutoZone and have one of the people that sit outside AutoZone to do her battery. Now, if I was unplugging stuff, I'm not going to be unplugging stuff. I'm just going to be really checking stuff, making sure everything is plugged up. Normally, it's good practice it's always good practice to disconnect the battery anytime you're dealing with electrical components. But I'm not going to be unplugging anything. So I'm not going to do that. So I see a ground strap here. That seems to be correct. Why is everything so greasy? There's another ground strap right here. Oh, wow. I think I just found the problem, good people. This gotta be it. Look at that. They left the ground strap loose. Let me grab a 10 and I will be right back. So let's get this tightened down. Yeah, they actually had our car for a while too. I think what could have happened on this vehicle when they was putting everything back together, he probably hand did it and moved to something else and was expecting to come back through everything to tighten everything back up. No, that's not the proper way to do it, in my opinion. I had a employee do that, and it was so much stuff left loose. It was bad. So good practice is if you touch that bolt, tighten that bolt. Just a quick tip there. I'm also going to check the timing belt because if they had this engine out, put a timing belt on it, especially if it's a used engine, which this is a used engine. Then after this, I'm going to, because I don't no longer trust these guys. These guys are what I like to call Lucy boats. So that's their nickname I'm giving them, Lucy boats.
Did you mean lock snap-on?
Oh, my watch is going crazy. No. I don't need any more tools. So let's see. Hopefully they put a new timing belt on this car. So after I check the timing belt, I'm just gonna go back through everything, pretty much going behind them to make sure they did what they say they did. Meaning put the engine in right, put all the fasteners back in appropriate places, not left anything out. All right. I was just checking another ground strap. That one seems to be in place. Now, if you're not familiar with timing belts is one of those things that can kill your engine. And that's why I'm checking it, just so she can know everything about this used engine. This is a used engine. I don't want to go down the road and the timing belt snap. Because I can tell you right now, I just took a peek at it, and this timing belt is not new. The engine is out. I don't understand. If the engine is out, just change it. It just frustrates me when people don't do the right thing, you know? So I'm gonna take a sneak peek of this. The original timing belt got Honda written all over it. Which Honda timing belts do last a long time, but just change it. So frustrating. So moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up. I'm not gonna bore you, so I'm gonna cut back in when I get these all tightened up. All right, time for the fun stuff. Got the timing belt cover back secured. Now, I kind of found that problem kind of fast. If that was tight, I was going to, after I checked everything, checked all my connections, I was going to disconnect the battery, then check my computer prongs. I was going to undo the connectors, inspect the connectors for corrosion, bent prongs. Sometimes people will shove things in there and bend the prongs on the connectors. So that'll cause issues too, and corrosion. So that was gonna be my steps of how I was gonna find the issue. But let's see if I actually found the issue. I'm gonna go ahead and start it back up. Hopefully it starts this time and it's not flipping out. And then I will get to the fun stuff, is going back behind another mechanic. That's always fun. I always tell people, especially people who work for me, put this stuff together like somebody is gonna go back behind you. Don't leave nothing out. Always assume someone is gonna go behind you. Like this bracket, this wiring harness bracket, supposed to be a 10 right here. They left that out. Now, something like that is no big deal, but in my opinion, the manufacturer put it there for a reason. Manufacturer does everything for a reason. Some of those reasons I don't know, but hey, they designed the car, so I'm not gonna argue with them. All right, so let's see if the computer is back online. Just gonna turn it on. Exit. Fault scan. Got the green. So I'm gonna pause that because that was my main concern before. Before. So pause that. Voila. Look at that. She is purring like a kitten. All right. That makes me very happy. Alrighty, here we go. So there's a fastener right here. I'm assuming it goes here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back now. Guess they dropped it and was like, oh, I'm not looking for it. Let me continue to, you know, put it back together without it. My nose acting funny again today. My wife is always telling me to take my medicine, but sometimes I don't listen. So, all right. Now, another thing they should have done, which I always do, they should have put a new belt on here. Well, I put back on old components. It's so easy to, I'm not gonna get into it. Just makes me irritated sometimes that people don't do what they need to do. Okay, there's another 10 missing back here. Hopefully you can see that on camera. Little wiring harness. Let's see, everything looks good down here. I can already see from up top. When I jack it up, I'll show you guys, but the manifold, well, the downpipe is missing a bracket. All right, let's keep looking. Now, it really takes a special eye for this type of stuff. All right. I don't know if you guys gonna be able to see it, but the engine mount back here is missing a bolt. Hopefully you guys will be able to see it from up top. Missing another bolt here on the, like the purge solenoid. Yeah, that's what that is. It's supposed to be a 10 right there. So I have a lot to write up, and this is just from the top. Man, I'm scared to go underneath. So this is supposed to be secured. Ah, that's why it's dangling like this. You see these studs here? 1, 2. It's supposed to be a bracket holding this canister. That's missing. Okay. I don't see anything else up top. Let's take it up. Like always double check while the car is about a couple of inches off the ground. If it falls, no damage will occur. Stop it right there. I'm gonna check her front end out, making sure there's no play. Everything feels good. Alrighty, what treats are we gonna find? Wow, well, that's not good. They just completely left this off. This is supposed to be bolted down and not just dangling. Something fell in my eye. Yeah, this is the crank sensor. And it's without this being bolted up, it will rub through on the shaft and cause a future problem. All right. We're missing another bolt for the exhaust bracket. Got a busted tie rod, outer tie rod boot. That's gonna let dirt and moisture in and wear that out. Another busted tie rod boot. All right. Making sure this bolt is up here. Yep. So this is the bolt that's missing. I don't know if you can see my hand, but that one is there. And that one is missing. So here's the bracket I was talking about. It's missing a bolt there. Ooh, this is a good one, guys. Right here where my finger is pointing. Hopefully I'm catching y'all this on camera. But it's missing a bell housing bolt. That's not good. Put stuff back. It's missing 2 bell housing bolts. It's a bell housing bolt that goes right here. Yep. I kind of bumped my head on the camera, the car, because I really wanted to get up in there and see. 2 bell housing bolts missing. And I'm gonna need my one little wrench today. I thought it was gonna work. Let me see if I can make it work. No, Alex. So let me get another 10 to take this off. This is the torque converter bolt cover. This is how you access them. So I'm gonna look at the torque converter bolts because I see whoever was working on this car, they either lost some bolts or I don't know. I have no words for that one. So, ooh, exhaust. Almost missed that one. Got 2 here and looked like they rounded it off. Instead of just fixing it, they just left it loose. And right here, wasn't nothing wrong with the threads on this one. Wow, it's 2 of them missing. That's crazy. So it's just 1. So that's gonna cause an exhaust leak. And I hope my camera angles are good. I don't really feel like reshooting this. All right. Oh, these guys here. Okay, let me go grab my 10. All right, got my 10. Oh, my light done went away. All right, let's move that out the way. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm gonna get a black marker so when I'm spinning this around, I can mark it and I know where to stop. Guys, I'm back. I'm so unprepared today. I don't have nothing I need. But hey, it's okay. We're gonna get through this together. Now, some of you may think, well, I just don't get the wrench to go on the end of the crank, the crank pulley bolt. Laziness. Look at that. They even left the cover tabs out. Now, some of this stuff is mediocre. Some of it is not. All of it is not acceptable. All right. All right, well, they did that right. All right, let me secure this because I don't want it to rub. I am gonna send her back to the shop so they can fix this stuff because, in my opinion, she shouldn't have to pay for something she already paid for. It's supposed to be done right the first time. And again, these guys supposed to be Honda Acura TLs. Now I can tell you this is not even the right bolt for that. Like, I don't know, guys. Please do better. Can't do people like this. I'm talking to the shop now. All right. Gosh, let's see. How did this go? Because something seems broke here. Okay, so. All right, I'm just gonna secure it out the way. With a zip tie. Oh, this is just ridiculous. Bad work makes me angry. All right, I'll come back and do that. I'm just gonna look over the car, even though they didn't have nothing to do with back here. Still just look it over. And after I get it down, I'm gonna take it for a test drive to make sure everything is good. Okay. Before I let it down, I'm gonna go ahead and secure that bracket so it won't be rubbing. So I'm gonna do that off camera. I don't want to bore you with that. So I'll be back when the vehicle is back on the ground. She's all back down on the ground. I just noticed one more other little thing. This bracket right here is supposed to be attached. What makes this so bad, because this wire, this O2 sensor wire down here, I don't know if you can see it with my hands in the way, but it's rubbing on the exhaust. Just, they secured it, but they secured it to the fan, and it has its own bracket to secure this stuff. So it's just, this is just bad. bad mechanic work on their end. Like, don't touch stuff if you're not gonna do stuff right. Like, these are people's livelihood. This is how people get to work, make their money, make their living. If you're gonna do something, do it with love and care. Oh, it's just so frustrating to see this. So I'm gonna write all this stuff up. I did drive it. It drove great. The last thing I gotta do is put the covers back on. I'm not gonna bore you with that. Everything else looked pretty good. I'm just double checking everything at this point because there's so much going on with it. That wire actually is supposed to be ran this way and straight down. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's just silly. So even if they did tighten that ground over there, she would have had some future issues with this car. Make sure they put it back in the starter bolt since they like to leave bolts out. I didn't really check the top bolts. Ooh, I see something else. Wow, this car, it just keeps coming. All right, so I'm gonna try to point to it with my big screwdriver. Where's my big screwdriver? Oh, here we are. All right, got my big screwdriver. Hopefully, let me see, can I zoom in? Boom. Let me just take the camera off my head because I really want to show you this. Got the camera off my head. I really want to show you this. One of the bell housing bolts, let me flip it around this way because my hands keep getting in the way of the camera. One of the bell housing bolts is loose. It's like not tightened down or stripped out or something. Let me just position my light right by it. That way. All right, perfect. All right, so let me find it on the camera. All right. This is so hard because it's such in a tight spot. But at the end of my, ooh, look at this glare of this. All right. Perfect. Okay, so exactly where the end of my black screwdriver, the tip of the flathead is pointing, you see a crease in this screw right here. It's don't supposed to be a little air gap right there. It's supposed to look like this one. If you look at this one, come on, clear up. Alright, so if you look at this one, there's no air gap. If I can get my camera angles right. Yeah, there's no air gap. So, see the difference? Bam. Bam. So, alright guys, I had to do a quick add on. Be careful. Dominic came over here. I used it as like a learning tool, and I had him look back over everything, and he found some stuff that I missed. This car is just so overwhelming for me. It's just too much going on. So another pair of eyes is always good when it comes to situations like this. So what he found, hold this light for me. Just what he found was this: the throttle body bolt is loose. The air cleaner box is loose. It's missing a screw on the plenum, the top plenum. Missing a screw here. I know where that screw is. If you remember correctly, that plate that I took off, that the bolt was down there. So just bolts everywhere. What else? There's one more other thing that you pointed out, Dominic. Oh, a bracket right here Oh man, pull back the light, it's blurring out. All right, so pull it back some more. Perfect. Okay. This bracket for the fuel line is missing a 10 as well. So, and I think that was it. Y'all seen all the stuff that I found, but this is the new stuff that I missed. So hopefully I can get this in, edit it in. Alrighty. So to close out this frustrating video, it's just a mess. To close it out, really you have to take your car to people that know what they're doing. Always, my tip for you guys out there, always check the reviews of the shop. Do your research, check Google reviews, Facebook reviews. Very important that you do your research on the shop before you take it to them, because yeah, they can fix one thing, but in doing so they can cause you more problems in the future, possibly burn your car down. So that wouldn't be good. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, give it a big like button. Alex the Car Doctor out. See you guys on the next video.